Record. So you should start recording now, right?
Yeah, I just started.
Yes, it's recording.
Okay, all right. So like I was saying here, don't get it confused. If number is equal to 4, it's a phrase because of this semicolon here. And if you even from your here when you read it, you will know that this one is not a complete statement. It does not have a complete meaning. There's no what? There is no action word here. I hope you get it. There is no action word here. So it means that if this object is equal to this object, what should happen? So that's a phrase. But now this print now is an action word. It becomes a verb now. As soon as there is a verb now, it becomes a statement. So when you print something now, if you print true, now this becomes a what? A statement. That is why Python will not throw error here. Because if you run it, it will not throw error. You can see now it's not throwing error, but it's not printing that true, because this true is by the IDE now, by the virtue of the IDE. This true is what? Is something that does not true. So far it does not throw error now, it means it is true. Okay, so now this is a continuous statement. Here it is like a kind of it becomes a block of what? Of sentence. So this is what we call a compound sentence. In English, there is a compound sentence, and compound sentence is accompanied by when you use something and. I went to school yesterday and I saw him. Abi, I went to school yesterday is a complete statement. And yeah, it is what it is used to compound that first statement with another statement. And I saw him. I saw him is another statement again. So it becomes a compound statement. So that is why this S is a what? Is a conjunction. S means like it's like a kind of like continuous, yes, the statement that if this is not true, that is why if this statement is not true, if this statement again print it is wrong. Okay, so now if we excuse me. There's something I miss here, please. This place, why this thing is not
String.
no, it's not string, it's correct.
It's not string.
It is correct. This is a keyword. Python can understand this keyword. True is a keyword. It is a bool. The type of data is called boolean. It's boolean. We will get to that. What I'm trying to explain here is this. Why this thing is not printing true is because this statement is not true. Okay? This statement is not what?
That's what we are saying.
It's not true. If this statement is true, it will print this statement. That is what it means. That if number is equal to 4, if this number here, this number is 3, if it's equal to 4, print this. So this number is not equal to 4, so it will not print this. It will exit. But now if you say if this number is equal to 3, if you say if it's equal to 3, then print true, then you will see that it will print that true. So you can see now. So it prints that true. That is what this place is. So let us continue now. Because I want us to finish this data structure so that in the next lesson we can move to another topic. Then loop. So loop has a lot of use cases in programming. In fact, loop is very very, as in, how can I put it? It's very, very beneficial. There's a lot of things you can do with loop. You can't believe it. So now let us say let's say students, Abi, we have a student of 5, and please I want somebody to tell me what kind of data structure is this. What is this symbol? Don't forget now.
Bracket.
Brackets, sorry.
Bracket.
This is not bracket. This is not bracket. This is actually we call it a bracket.
Square bracket now.
Square brackets. Square bracket. Thank you. This is a square bracket. You can tell me what kind of data structure is it? Because anything, any value you assign to a variable, it must follow the rules of a data structure in programming, in that programming language you are writing in. And in Python, this square brackets, what does it mean? What is kind of data structure it is? I need somebody to tell me. If you know, maybe you have read up to that. Anyone dare to try? Jalex, are you there?
I'm there, but I think I doubt if I've read about it. I doubt it.
Okay, all right. So now you see that a lot of us on the group, we actually, Binance has put you in what we call a miserable. Let me not use the word miserable, like, because they do not data. Binance expects that you should have a programming experience, a programming background before you start to code in blockchain. Because blockchain is an advanced programming. It's not for traditional programming. We are doing all this Python and this is an advanced. It's different. You have to understand programming before you can do that. So now, if you don't understand what the data structure is, how can you write a complete programming? This is what is called an array. An array or a list. It's a list or an array. Okay. So now, if I'm going to print, let me print Python. If I print type of, I print type, eh? Because that type is a what is a keyword in Python. So type of students. If I print type of student, you see this student is holding this value. This value is a square bracket. It's a kind of data structure. If I print this, here what, let us see what it tells us. What is it saying? Oh, sorry. I'm using the word students. Students. Okay. Can you see now? Are you there with me? He said this is a list. Can you see? It's
Yeah.
a, that is what it means here. It is a list. So now we have a list of my 5 students. Let's say Dede, Kemi, Kemi, Jason, Ali, and Taiwo, Can you see now? We have a list of 5 students. We have a list of 5 students now, and inside these students now, we want to know which of them is in the position 3. Okay, the first person in this list now is Dede. The second person is Kemi. Somebody says mic is on. Can that person kindly mute his mic, please? Okay, all right, thank you. So now we can see that we have Jason, we have Ali, we have Taiwo. So if we print these guys, if we print students now, it will give us all the content of this list, everyone in this class. What is going on? And where did I have and here? Invalid syntax. Okay. Sorry guys, trying to see where the issue is. This is correct.
Hope is not reckoning with what we have done in the line code 1 to 5.
No, it's not. It's not that. if you I've saved this now, and I don't know. And there's no and there now. What is going on with this ID? Okay. Sorry, um I think that ID is the problem. I think because sometimes there are all this ID, there are bugs, there are bugs in them because this statement is correct and there is no issue here. So I don't see any reason why this thing should not run. I don't see any reason why it should not run. So I don't see. So let me. There's a serious problem here with this. Okay, sorry guys. Let me just let me close this thing. I will reopen it again because I think there is a problem with that ID. Okay, all right. So are you there with me? Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
You can see that the problem is from the ID. So that is a bug, actually. So because this is correct, so I don't see the reason why it should not run. So there is a problem with the Visual Studio Code or something. So now, out of these students now, we want to find the student in the third position. Dede is the first position, Kemi the second, Jason is the first, Ali, then Taiwo. So now we are going to say students. We're going to say students position number 2. Who can tell me why? Because now we want to print Jason now. Huh? Can you see now? It's print Jason, Abi. So now, and Dede is in the first.
Jason is position number 3.
Position number 3. And what do you think this is an error? Do you think this is a bug? Do you think this is an error?
Bug like how?
Because
No. Since you said that is it's an array.
Okay. Since I say it's an array,
I think it should start from 0.
Brilliant. That's good. That means you understand and you understand what we are doing and you know about it. So anything are in a list in programming, they start from what? The index. We call this one index. Dede is in the index 0. Kemi is in the index 2. Index 1. Jason is in the index 2. But basically in English, in this list, it is the index is number 1, Kemi is number 2, Jason is number 3, and we have 5. But we are talking about index. It starts from 0. That is why. And if you want to represent index, you have to use the square bracket. You cannot use. You pay attention here. You cannot use this these braces. You cannot use these braces. Say okay, oh, I want to print 2. Let's see what it tells us. Can you see? It tells us that list object is not callable. So now that is why I'm taking you to for you to understand. Let me take this in off. Please, who can tell me what kind of data type is this print here? Can anybody think? Can anybody?
Is it
This print?
bull? Is it bull? Is it a bull?
Yeah, you have to be sure of what you're saying.
So
You have to be sure. I want you to say it with confidence.
all right, I think it should be
a bull, right?
be a boolean.
A boolean.
Like you said.
Okay, all right, all right.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so anybody wants to try? Anybody in the house wants to try? Okay, all right. Let's continue. This print here, is a keyword in Python. Okay, but the kind of data type of this print is function. It is a function. Any word, any keyword or any word you see that is preceded by two braces, these two braces, it is represented as a function. It means you are calling this print function. That is what it means. That is why this thing is telling you that list object is not callable. So if you understand what a function is, you will understand what this error is here. Then you'll be able to fix that error. If you don't understand this, what this thing means here, you cannot fix this error. And this error is very straight. It's very, very straight. Somebody can spend 24 hours here and he doesn't understand. He said it's not callable. That means you cannot call, you cannot call this student. You are trying to call student. Can you see that we put two braces here? We are trying to call this student, to call it, and it's not a function. Student is a what? Is a list. It's representing a list here on this line. So it's not a function. So there's no way. But let us try and print, do something here. Let's say print. So let me use type of. So let me do something here. Let me do the magic here. Okay. Actually, this one is telling you print. I think it says non-type because this is actually a keyword. So that is why it's not printing it. It's not giving you that thing. That thing is a problem in Python. This thing, they will work on this one in the future update, because normally if you print this, it's supposed to give you a function. Okay. So if you print something like okay, let me do it like this so that I can understand. Dev student return Ali Sarah. Okay, all right. So now let me now say I'm not trying to print. Okay, students. Okay, all right. So can you see what I'm saying now? Are you there with me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
You can see now that what I'm saying, that it is not printing that because that is a keyword, and that is giving Python a two different meanings, so that it is confused. That is why it is printing that non-type here. But now you see, we define this thing explicitly that this is a function. If you want to define a function, this you have to start with this def, def. It means definition. That is what define or definition. Student, and this brace here. Anytime you put brace here, this brace here tells you that what? Who can brainstorm to know this? I'll be very, very happy if somebody can know this. What is this braces here? What does it mean? After this is the function name, right? This is the function keyword. This is a word. This is like a keyword. You are trying to like construct a function. That is what it means. And this is the function name. This is the name of the function. For you to call this function, it needs a name. And what does this braces here? What does it mean? What is it used for? You need to understand this, all of these things before you can even be a white hacker. Which you understand programming, you'll be the hacker that will be hacking hackers because you'll be able to catch any hacker. that is trying to hack a system, because you understand the basics and the nooks and cranny of what it means. So can anybody wants to try, please? Let us try. Let us try. We are in our interactive class, and we should always try to think. Let's try, please.
I thought braces are used to represent arrays when you want to put in other this thing in the group.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I think you
Sorry.
have an
I think
idea.
to my own.
It's just expressing. Okay, you want to say something? Somebody wants to speak now. Okay, all right. That person I just spoke now, I think you have an idea. So what the idea is that this braces here is used for taking inputs. It's used for collecting what we call parameters. Parameters that will be used in this function. If this function requires use to use parameter, then this curly braces will be the one to take in that input. And do you know what this curly braces means? Okay, please let me show you something now so that you can understand. Let me show you something. Let me say my tuple got this. Please, what kind of data type? What data type is this? This my tuple. What data type it is? Anybody think about it? Okay, all right. If we don't know, this data type, anything you see braces here like this braces, it means a tuple. The word tuple, if you look at it, can you see what it's saying? Can you see now? Can we see that, please?
Yes.
That is why I
Yes.
use the word my tuple. It means a tuple, and tuple in programming is something you cannot change. You cannot change the value inside it. And you see, blockchain is written with Python. Let me tell you, so blockchain is written with what? With Python. So everything you see, blockchain that you can see, blockchain, it means it is a block of code that you cannot change. It's an immutable. Immutable means something you cannot change. Something you cannot what? You cannot change the value inside it. And it is used by tuple. Tuple is basically the what? In this tuple now, if you're trying to change this value now, the Python will not allow you to change this value. Let me try it now. Let me now say my tuple index 3 is equal to 5. Print my tuple. Sorry. My tuple dot add 3. Okay, let me run this now. Can you see it's showing us error actually here? Because my tuple dot add is not a function, it's not a member of this my tuple. So this one is out. It's only used for what? For list. So my tuple here, let me run that again. Can you see now? Tuple object does not support item assignment. Please understand this. Tuple object does not support item assignment. Whenever you are running a program, a code, and you see error like this, always try to read that error. It will help you to grow. In fact, you will be able to program even more than somebody who read computer science. Some computer science guys, they don't know the basis of, they don't know the real nooks and crannies of programming. They understand the theory aspect, but you see the real practical aspect, they don't know. That's the truth. This one is telling you that you cannot change or assign any value to this. You cannot assign it at all. So this tuple, it is the way it is. Whatever you assign to it is how it is. So now you can come to this function now. Now you see they use tuple here. This braces here. Braces is used for tuple. And this one means that any value you put here, you put between this tuple here, that is in the front of this function name, they cannot what? You cannot change them. Nobody can change them outside. External function cannot change it. Okay? It can only be changed by this member, by this one itself. That is what it means. This one can only try to manipulate, but no other external function can change it. Now, I'm going to say mark and score. Okay? Okay. So, can somebody tell me what this mark and score, what does it mean here? We're about to round off. We have a few minutes to round up now. So I just want to complete, because you have to understand this. I will not be rushing it. I want us to understand it very well. It will help you, and something you are not paying for. Believe me, you will appreciate this in the future. Who can tell me what this mark and score, what do they represent here?
I think we are specifically defining them.
Yeah, you are defining them, but what do they mean? Because see, let me explain something to you. This def is a keyword, Abi. Is defining a function, and this is the function name. Student is the function name, and this curly brace, we say this braces here, we said they are used for taking inputs for this function to perform some computation on it. But now there is a name they call this, anything you pass in between these braces here. There's a name they give to them, and I mentioned that name the other time. If you follow me, you understand, you remember.
Bool.
No. Somebody wants to try? 2 seconds. Okay, all right. I'll tell you. It's called parameters. Okay? So you have to understand the word. You will see them a lot. They are using the parameters and arguments. A lot of programmers, they mix it. They don't understand what they call parameters and arguments. It takes me time for me to understand, but I read about it and I understand it. This mark here and score here, they are actually variable. Okay, you are creating a variable. They are parameters to this function. Parameters. Check your dictionary, please. Look at your dictionary and see what parameter mean. Please quickly check your dictionary. Parameter. Can you see? An arbitrary constant whose value characterizes a member of a system, such as a family of cows. Please, does anybody check it there? Do you have a different definition there? Hello? Am I communicating?
Yes. What I have here in programming, a parameter or a format argument is a special kind of variable.
Okay.
Used in a subroutine to refer to one of the pieces of data provided as input.
You see that now, if you are going by that, you may not even understand all those grammar they are put there, because each of those grammar you have to understand them. You understand?
Yes.
But I am using
a numerical or other measurement factor. A numerical or other measurable factor forming one of a set.
One of a set.
A system or set.
That defines a system or a group
or a set of conditions or set of conditions of its operation.
Okay, all right, brilliant. Okay, see, if you are using Merriam-Webster, I'm reading Merriam-Webster.
Let me give you my own here.
Okay. We have like 10 minutes.
A characteristic of feature that distinguishes something from others.
That distinguishes something from others. Characteristics of fixtures. Okay, all right, thank you. So let me read what I have here again. And in Merriam-Webster dictionary, I say an arbitrary constant. That is the right word. Arbitrary constant whose value characterizes a member of a system, such as a family. So now let us come here now. This mark and score, they are what? They are parameters, and that means they are constant value. Okay, they are constants whose value the value, I remember, so value characteristics, I a member of a system. This student here, it is a system. It is a system here. So these two guys, they are members of this student. They belong to this student now. They cannot do anything with outside this student. They are powerless. This student is the one that will manipulate them. This is a class. This is like representing a classroom, and these are the students inside the classroom. Let me use this word there so that you can understand. So can you see now? In a classroom, we have a student 1, we have student 2. So these students now, they belong to the classroom. They are constant. This class now, when we are in the school, they say we are in GSS 3A, GSS 3B. And you, as if you are in GSS 3A in art department, you cannot go and receive, you cannot receive lecture in a GSS 2 science department. Abi, am I lying? Aha. Okay, that is the way this thing is this thing works. This student, they belongs to this class categorically. And look at here now. If you now define, if you define another function, say function classroom 2, say students, no, classroom 2. You now say this classroom 2, you say return students. I want to return this student 1 and student 2. Student 1. Let us return this student 1. Let's see what it will tell us now. So now, let me now call this classroom 2. A is equal to classroom 2. Print A. Okay, let us run this now. You see what it will tell us. We have limited time. Can you see now? Okay, no. It's trying to let me, it's running this one for us. Let me cancel that. Can you see now? It said name student 1 is not defined. Return student here is pointing to where we will come to error debugging later. But it's telling you that name student 1 is not defined. Inside classroom 2 now, we want to return student 1. And student 1 belongs to the group of classroom 1, which is this classroom 1. So there is no way that this classroom 2 can access this classroom 1. That's why I'm telling you the other time that an external function cannot access this. These are constant variables that is assigned to this group alone, that no other classroom, no other external function can access it. That is why we are using this tuple here. That is why you see in programming, they did not use this square brace. They did not use this square brace here, because this square brace, it can give you access to this. That is why we are using brackets. Okay? Does anybody understand this? If I don't understand this, please let me know. 2 seconds. You don't understand?
Sorry, if
Very
I
clear.
may ask there. Sorry,
Okay.
can I quickly hack something there?
Go ahead, please.
All right. Are you saying that the tuple function is the square bracket?
No, tuple is not a function. If you are going with me here, this tuple here is a data type. If he has told you here on this line that I'm highlighting, can you see it here? Can you see it?
Yes.
This tuple here, you can see here, the data type here is called tuple. And tuple is represented by two braces, not square. Square is a list. If you look at it, what can you see what it tells you now? A list.
Okay.
So tuple is something you cannot change. Here, I can try to add another student inside this list. It will enter.
Okay.
But this here, I cannot add anything inside this thing. It will not accept it. I cannot delete. I cannot add anything or try to manipulate it. It will not accept it. But here, I can manipulate things. And this is basically the background of blockchain. Tuple is the back. Go and read it very well. Tuple is the background of blockchain. If you know programming, tuple is the background of blockchain. It is an immutable data type, data structure. Okay. So now, and I told you that here in this function, they use braces. Braces is what is used to represent tuple here. And in this classroom here, braces is also used because you cannot change anything. You cannot manipulate whatever it is inside that tuple. And that is why you see this classroom here, the second classroom cannot access this student one. Do you get me?
Very well, very well, very well.
Okay, all right.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sorry. So, okay, sir, what you were trying to say particularly is that whenever you use braces, it is immutable. You can't change anything inside.
You can't change it. Basically, it is what? It is immutable. And you can't change it means that another function or another external object cannot come and change it. You see, in programming, this definition, this function here, classroom 1, classroom 2, we call them local scope. Okay? We call them what? Local scope. It is local to each of them. We have state government, we have local government, we have federal government. Abi? Federal government handles everything in the whole federation, in the whole nation. And federal government has the power over the states and the local government. Abi?
Yes, very well, very well.
But in local government, things are restricted to local government. Activities are restricted to local government alone. One local government cannot run the affair of another local government. Abi? One state cannot run the affair of states, but the federal government can run the affair of both state and local government. That is the same thing in programming. This function here is a local government. This function here is a local government or a state government. So this function cannot run the affair of this another class function. That is why it cannot access this student. This is particular to this function alone. You can if you want to access this student again, you have to define another set of constant value inside this function. And you see that when you it will run. Can you see now? What is it saying? A is equal to classroom. Missing requirement. Okay. What it's trying to say is that here we did not pass in because this parameters is expecting an argument here. So let us say it is an input. Let's say it is Wale. Let's say it is Wale. So let's see now. Can you see now it returns Wale? So I have just one explanation to do more now. So let me quickly, before this is now off, so that we can rejoin again and complete the question time. So now, the last was not least.
Let's rejoin again. It will be off now.
Sorry?
Let's rejoin again. It will off now. It's almost 40 minutes.
Okay, all right. So now you can see from here now. So the last thing I want to explain to you is this. Okay, I've explained what parameter is, right? This is the parameter you pass inside the function. And you can see that here now, for you to call this function now, after you declare, this is what they call declaration. This function now cannot run itself. You only declare this function there, and you have not called it. So now, here we declare this function again, we have not called it. But in here, we say A, we create another variable.